Hello, ladies. We are live. Thank you for
Greetings,
joining.
Ching.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for joining us. My name is Ching Juhl, and I am have the honor of hosting this talk with filmmakers from Socially Relevant Film Festival 2022. It's their ninth edition. With on my this side, it's opposite, and this Nora Armani. She is the founder, artistic director, and so let's do a round of short intro: who we are, where we are, and just a brief intro. Nora, your turn.
Yeah, it's me. Well, first of all, thank you, Ching, for hosting us on your show. It's really always a pleasure talking to you because you're such a great interviewer. Now, guys, you're in for a surprise. You're going to see. And I'm happy to say that I'm here today as the Socially Relevant Film Festival founding artistic director, now in its ninth annual edition. And we have a couple of our filmmakers and our actors. So, I think I will let it fold out as we go along.
Thank you so much, Nora. And it is not easy to pull this thing together year after year. I really have a lot of admiration from you, and also your guidance to me become a filmmaker. So let's move on to actress. The river you step in, Astrid Van Wieren. Hi, your mic is muted, dear.
There we go. I knew that was going to happen at least once. Now we all know. It's always good for someone to make that mistake. Then we're
Well,
all hyper
yesterday I
alert.
started the show and I'm all excited talking and so on, and somebody's yelling, Nora, Nora, and I'm saying, who is yelling at me? And they go, your mic is off. Oh my God.
I think it's the phrase of 2021-22. You're on mute.
You're
I think
on
that's
mute.
the phrase. So I hope somebody out there will make a good movie sometime called You're on Mute.
Yeah.
So yes, I am the lead actress in The River You Step In, an in feature out of Canada, out of Toronto, Canada. I'm also one of the producers, and I also assisted with writing the script. And as you know, with indie film, I ended up doing a little bit of everything. Doing locations, craft services, you name it, everything that could be done. So yes, I'm the lead actress, but so much more behind the scenes as well. And I guess we'll get into what the film is about a little bit later. So I'll pass it over back to Ching. Thanks.
Thank you so much. So nice meeting you. And I just realized you also right now is in Manhattan, and me too.
Yes.
And also so does Nora. So we're three Manhattaners. And so let's move on to Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jessica. I am the writer-director of Raise Your Hand. I'm here in Los Angeles, so separate coasts, but we're really, really excited to be a part of the Socially Relevant Film Festival. We were really excited to apply. It felt like it was the right spot for the film, so we're very excited and grateful to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So you are a first time film director, so it's not easy. So we'll get back to you to ask some questions, what you learned, what your rewards and challenges are. And my name is Ching Juhl. I have been hosting a live conversation on YouTube since the pandemic lockdown, and we have been interviewing many different artists, and Nora was also on the program, and many filmmakers, many composers and politicians, activists. So great to have you. Now, let's back also to Nora. Nora, tell us a little bit about the festival, and what is this season different from last 2 years or last, I don't know, 8 years?
Well, it's different in the sense that we're going hybrid this year. The last couple of editions, the 2020 took us by surprise. It was 4 days before the we opened at the Lincoln Center for the first time. We were going to be at the Lincoln Center, and we were so excited. And then 4 days before that, we were told that everything has shut down, including the Lincoln Center. So we had to we were completely lost for a second there. And then as we realized that other film festivals were taking their programs online, we figured, okay, why don't we do the same thing? But we didn't know the platform. We didn't know where to go. And then it was kind of like a hit or miss. So it took us a couple of months to figure all that out and migrate the festival online. Last year, we immediately decided that, yeah, this is not happening, so we should go online. And we programmed it based on that assumption. This year, we're happy to say that it's going to be a hybrid festival with 4 days in-person screenings, opening at the Lincoln Center on Wednesday, the 16th of March, and then going to Cinema Village for the same weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 18, 19, 20th of March, with the closing night being on the 20th. And then from the 20th to the 27th, the program, almost all the films, with the exception of a couple of in-person films that have not obtained the licensing for online screening. So they are not coming along, but pretty much the whole program is going online from the 20th to the 27th of March. And that's pretty much it. We have 64 films, which include shorts, documentaries, narrative features, and we have a special spotlight on Canada. So the film, The River You Step In, that we are going to talk about a little later, is one of the Voices of Canada series on our Canada series this year.
Great. Thank you so much, Nora. Yeah. So now let's move on to Astrid. Astrid, tell us a little bit about your role in your film and what is your film about?
The River You Step In, it actually takes its name from, there's a bridge in Leslieville, which is in Toronto, and over the bridge it says, the river I stand in is not the river I step in. So it's really, at its core, it's a theme about change and how well people can adapt to change and how it's difficult for so many people. And at the center of the story is Stevie, and she's a social worker, and it's set in the neighborhood of Leslieville, and it deals with domestic abuse. There's a situation that she comes across. There's also, sorry, I hear a lot of sirens. There's also a lot of different people that she encounters. She just can't turn anybody away. So it's really about having a huge open heart, but also you question, why does a person always need to be focused on other people's problems? There's also somebody who's dealing with substance abuse in the story. And also at the heart of it, what's made her so open to wanting to help everyone she sees is that she lost a client, an Indigenous client, that she really feels that she failed them. So she's suspicious of the system and trying to keep people that she cares about and that she's working with away from that system. So that's what's at the heart of it.
Thank you so much. That was great. So I can't wait to see it. Is it online or in person?
It's going to be at the Voices of Canada, which we're so thrilled about. And thanks again, Nora, for having us as part of that evening. We're super excited. It's being sponsored as well by Telefilm Canada and the Canadian Consulate, which is super exciting to team up with them as well. And so it will be a sort of hybrid. It will be in person, and then it will be available online.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, thank you so much. And you are the leading actress.
Yes, I play Stevie, and I also co-produced it and assisted with some script edits, and like I said, a little bit of jack of all trades.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So yeah, I'll move to Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Now, I understand you're a first-time filmmaker, and so tell us a little bit about what is the most challenging thing for you as a first-time filmmaker.
I mean, hi everyone. I think the most challenging thing is always money when you're starting out. I had a lot of really good support. I went to UCLA's film school and I created a lot of good relationships. So we had a lot of in-kind donations and support. But money was really the hardest part. And that's why it took a couple years longer to make than I would have liked. I think it was about a 4-year process from beginning to end. But all of it totally worth it. And we had a lot of bumps along the way. I mean, one thing that happened as an example was we lost our hard drives all got corrupt at one point. But nobody wanted to tell me just because they wanted to fix it without me knowing. And I appreciate that. However, we did recover all the footage, but not all the sound was recovered and nobody really checked that. And so we didn't find that out until it was too late. So we had 4 days of no sound. So we had to do a lot of ADR. But it also taught us how to be a little bit more creative in losing those scenes, cutting down the movie, and getting to the heart of it. So it was a good lesson all the way around.
So what do you want? Tell us a little bit about your film.
Sure. Raise Your Hand is about 2 teenage girls in high school in the 90s who live in like inner city Midwest, pretty difficult situations, family struggles, deals with sexual assault, police brutality, and how they find their voices through the arts, theater specifically, but through writing.
Wow, that's great. What do you want your audience walk away with when they see your film?
I hope the audience walks away with, I mean, there's various aspects of the audience. I hope that it brings conversation to what young people experience, first of all, because my whole thing is to try and show a different perspective, right? Not so much the event, but the aftermath of it and how we process and what we need beyond that. Just what young women can go through. But I hope it creates conversation amongst everybody. I hope people walk away and go, geez, I didn't really think of it that way. Or, you know, when someone's telling me something important, I can be more open to understanding and listen as opposed to maybe give advice and like be more supportive in the creative arts with young people specifically, but everyone, you know, using art as a way to express yourself.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, I wanted to thank our audience in the audience seat and ask questions, and thank you for your making comment. Shark Fin is my friend. We met on Clubhouse, and he's here with us. I know we have more people, and please don't be shy. You ask questions to our filmmakers. Now, Nora, you're not only a entrepreneur, the leader of many things. You're also an actor and the director for your film, which was shown in the festival last year. It's called iMigrant Women. Would you like to talk about that, please?
I would love to talk about that. But before I talk about that, I have to tell our friends here and, of course, the audience who's watching that not only we are hosted here by Ching on her talk show, but she is one of the filmmakers in this selection. You keep forgetting that, and I keep forgetting who I am. You reminded me, and I'm reminding you. Because we get so carried away in the stuff we do for promoting others and promoting films and promoting this and that. And then we forget that we are also part of the creative process. So Ching's film, which is amazing, we can talk about it a little later as we get into the festival again, is a documentary in which she followed the Andrew Yang's electoral campaign in 2020, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So you guys have to watch that. So coming back, rewind. Yes, I'm an actor, turned festival organizer, turned a filmmaker, or whichever came first, I don't know, because I've been doing film festivals for a long time. I've done film festivals in Los Angeles at AFI, at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., and internationally, Paris, London, etc. So before starting the Socially Relevant Film Festival, I have been guest curating and curating for other film festivals. And I had sworn never ever to do my own film festival because I knew what a crazy job it was. And look at me dealing with 64 films. But my film, which is called iMigrant Woman, was part of the selection last year in the film festival. And now it's kind of doing the film festival circuit, having gone to at least another 15 festivals since. And it even won me an award at the Toronto Independent Film Festival. And I'm very proud of that. It's a best woman female film director of a short award. The film deals with interviews with, not interviews, monologues of migrant women in different kinds of situations. They left their country. Mostly it's not refugees in this case, it's migrants. That's why it's called iMigrant, not immigrant. And they have come to a country searching for a better life, and they are the main breadwinner for their families back home. So basically they work, they send the money back, and it's their stories. Initially, it was a play, which we were supposed to do live on a stage in New York. And then COVID surprised us. So I figured, oh, this one lends itself easily for a Zoom production, which we did. And of course, it was recorded. And then I did minor edits, and it suddenly turned into a film, a 36-minute film, which in my opinion is long for a short film. That's another story, but I couldn't completely cut the play into half. So I had to include pretty much everything. And I'm happy to say that it got noticed, and I'm very proud of that. So that's the director part. The actress is keeping on auditioning. And it's like amazing because during the last year with my new agents and help from London, Paris, New York, etc., I've been on, I don't know how many auditions you go to, Astrid. Maybe we can compare notes there. I've done maybe 28, 30 self-tapes. I'm very
Yes, the pandemic was really all about the self-tape, for
absolutely. Sure. But then it's very difficult because when you walked into a casting director's office in person and they are standing there, there is much more of an interaction, and they can tell you, oh, can you try it this way? That was great, but slow it down a bit, or do it this way, or do it that way. And then you have choices. You're being directed in a way. But when you're all alone in your home and you're trying to second guess, a lot of times you don't even have the script. You're just sent those pages that are your scene.
Yeah, it's like trying to unravel a mystery, for sure.
Hit or miss.
It's a fun challenge though, but when you get it wrong, boy,
it's a lot of fun. But you learn to be a director, you learn to be a lighting designer, you learn to be an editor, you learn to be I don't know, of course the actress part is the most important in all of this, and you have to find somebody to feed you the lines. Well, there are apps for that too, between parentheses, but anyway, so that's my life.
I saw Nora's one-person show. Just when was that, Nora? Which month?
That was back in November.
Okay. Gosh, time just flies.
Solo.
It was marvelous. It was so good. And
Thank you for reminding me that. And
you guys should see it. I would like this should be online, you know, like should be,
I'm sorry.
It should be like should be a video of your performance. You know?
I will. That's there is one of the previous version, but that's old stuff now. Rewrites and stuff. I'm gonna do it. That's next on my agenda in a soundstage with 3 cameras and everything. But the fun part is, I mean, the good news is that I have been accepted for the next United Solo.
Oh, that's great.
Which is in 2022. Yeah. With a new piece. So
that's awesome.
Watch for it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I want to say hello to some people there. Osmada, Iyy, Eweka. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce. Say hello, and then we have a Nikki, Nikki, Maria. Thank you so much. Not a question, but just want to say these 4 films sound fascinating. Thank you so much. So to echo Nora's commenting about my film, I just want to say very quickly. First of all, it's going to be shown at the Socially Relevant Festival on Friday, March the 18th, 5 p.m. Okay, and it's a 90-minute documentary shot entirely on iPhone 11. And yeah, so thank you so much for accepting us as part of the festival, and I look forward to the live screening, because we are so dying of seeing films in the real theater. And yeah, so it will be a treat to see it with other people, and the best thing is to watch their reactions. Either cry or cheering or laughing. So that's the best reward. So let's move on to Astrid. Hi, Astrid. So like Nora, you're an actress, and what I know you are doing currently some shows on Broadway. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, sure. I am in the company of Come From Away, which is a beautiful story about the people of Newfoundland who took care of about 7,000 passengers that came off the planes during 9/11 that were diverted to the Gander airport. So it's about the days following that. It's really kind of a 9/12 story, not a 9/11 story. But the incredible thing is it actually influenced our film in some ways, because it's really, I play Beulah Cooper is one of the main characters I play. We all play lots of characters, which is fun because you get to like switch it up. But the main thing about that is that Beulah is the kind of person who just opens up her heart and takes care of people, like on a practical level. She makes sandwiches. She has them over to her place to have showers, and she's just looking out for everybody and taking care of them at the school as well. So that was kind of one of the inspirations behind the character of Stevie. The other thing was I had done a play with Claire Burns, one of the actresses in our film. It was a prison play. It was actually written a program in England. Chloe Moss wrote this beautiful play, and we got to do that. And we always wanted to work together again and find something that would be potent and powerful for performers to get to use as many, because we know so many great Canadian performers. So that was one of the impulses behind the film that hopefully everybody will come out and see or go online and see. So
that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So I would also guess that as actors or actress, it's very important for you to do live performances, right? It's like we have been locked down for so long, and also the Zoom is Zoom, right? And you can see other people watching you, their reactions. There's nothing like that, because I am also a musician, so there's no comparison when you perform live. There is a audience you can be inspired with.
There is an electricity and there's a need for people. I always feel it's the kind of thing where the audience needs to hear the story, and their need for the story pulls it out of you in a different way. It's something you can't do in rehearsal. You can rehearse right up until that day. It's the same with film on some levels. You can think about what the character might do, but hopefully you've got other actors with you there who are feeding you different things and surprising you, and you're just having to stay open to it. So yes, that live thing is it's addictive, and I think it's a very human thing. I think all people are actors and storytellers, and that's part of the reason I think I love being an audience as well. Some actors they never go see the theater or go see other films, and I've never understood that, because I always think if you're in the craft, you've got to want to be seeing other people do it really well. So
yeah.
Also, it's mutually inspirational. You go to the theater, you see some fantastic performance, and it wows you, and you go home and you go, oh my God, I'd better work at my craft. Look how wonderful they are.
Yeah. And it's kind of hard. The one thing about doing a film, and Jessica, I'm sure you can relate to this. I can't believe that story, by the way, and that you got through that. I mean, we had all kinds of different issues too, and you're trying to just get ready for a scene, and somebody's like, "Where's that apple box?" And my producer brain goes, "It's under the barbecue," and then you're back getting ready for the scene. So that you're juggling. It sounds like you were juggling more than just one thing as well. I mean, I didn't get to just be an actor, and maybe that's good. Sometimes it's good to be distracted. You don't overthink your performance. You just get in there and be present. So.
Yeah. Well said. Yeah, so well said. And I want to thank our audience. Yeah, Shakfin, Asmado, and Nikki, and also Michael is here. Thank you. And Frederick, thank you so much for joining us. And you're welcome to ask some questions to one of us or all of us. So yeah, I want to ask Jessica, and you are very young, and how did you become a filmmaker? Were you study film, or you study something else and then become a filmmaker? Tell us a little bit about your background.
Sure. Well, I grew up in Minneapolis. I used to love the Academy Awards. I know we say now, like, oh, the Academy Awards. But I loved them. I used to record them every year and watch them over and over. And my mom would be like, "What are you doing?" And I'd be like, "Mom, look at the costumes though. And like, look at what this person says." Or I was so interested in the process. And I studied theater all when I was younger. I started directing theater in high school. I got really lucky directing the Sam Shepard show, which should not be in high school. But it was a really, really wonderful experience. And that's how I knew that directing was what I wanted to do. I studied theater in my undergrad, and then, quickly realized that if I wanted to reach an audience that was wider than just inside, that I would have to learn how to make movies. So I got in my car and drove out to California, and luckily got into school and have been working ever since.
Wow, that's wonderful. So you are now a student still?
No, thankfully, I am no longer a student. I'll be paying student loans for the rest of my life, but it was worth it.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Can I ask a quick question, Jessica? Sorry, out of curiosity, what Sam Shepard play was it?
Buried Child.
Oh, Buried Child. Oh yeah, maybe a little heavy for the high school students, but they can handle it.
Like Fool for Love would be totally not suitable either.
Yeah. Well, and what was so cool though for me as a young person was to see like our cast and the people who worked on the play. We all had these things going on in our families that we weren't able to talk about with each other, but through the process, a lot of us really opened up, and that's what was so fascinating to me. And my teacher at the time, I remember him coming over to me after the screening or after the showing, and it was in a little black box theater. We were so proud because we had like real grass, and we like hung a hose up to make it rain.
Wow, that's impressive, really.
I had really great 16-year-olds I was working with. I was very, very lucky. But he came over to me and he shook my hand and he goes, "I almost walked out, but I didn't because of you guys." And he said it was the best show we've seen in 20 years, and we won't see another one like that for another 20. And that's how, because of that conversation, I tend to make uncomfortable projects, right? I make people feel a little out of their comfort zone, and I'm grateful for that. It's also obviously really hard to do because everyone wants to watch a comedy, but that conversation taught me to just keep going and pushing, and that what we're doing is worth something, right? And that we can create change through art, and we can create conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. That's wonderful. Yes. So I wanted to remind everybody, Socially Relevant Film Festival actually has a nice YouTube channel. So check that channel out. There's a lot of information, filmmakers trailers on it, and also Nora does lots of what do you call filmmakers?
Yeah.
What do you call?
It's called Meet the Filmmakers.
Meet the Filmmakers.
Right. Yeah. Right. And we're doing, there's 3 a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 1:30 live. And it's broadcast live on our Facebook page as well at the same time. And we host the various filmmakers in groups. Unfortunately, we can't reduce them to 2 or 3 because otherwise I would be making these interviews 24/7. And also, maybe we should put the website, www.ratedsrfilms.org. So if people want to, they can, find
Yeah.
out more information.
Yeah, sure.
And book their tickets.
Yeah, and of course the tickets.
Oh yeah. Can you talk about your early bird tickets?
Well, we have early bird tickets right now that are only $7. They can buy you a latte or whatever, or two,
Yeah.
but better to use them and come and see a movie and meet the filmmakers in the flesh. These are the $7 that are good for the Cinema Village screenings. Even we did early birds for the Lincoln Center films for only $15 instead of $25. The Lincoln Center is because it's a Lincoln Center, and also because afterwards there's a small reception. But the films at the Cinema Village, they're only $7 for a limited time only. After that, they go to the full price of $15. For the online tickets, they are still not available because we can't sell tickets until the entire program is available live. And right now, the filmmakers are in the process of uploading their films. Once the last film is uploaded, it's going to go live. And when it does, you can go and purchase either single tickets there or purchase a $50 pass to watch all the films that are available on the online section.
Great.
So,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
And people on the panel, off the panel, please, if you would consider subscribe Juhl Media this channel.
Yes, that's very important. We do all these talks, and then people don't forget to say, subscribe to my channel.
We have to be shameless. Like the video, subscribe. Yeah. You know what? I would like to show the trailer of these two ladies' film. So shall we start with Jessica? Raise your hand. Okay. So I'm going to go share the screen and trailer. If you guys have any website, you can message me in the private chat so I can put it out. Okay, here we go.
I'd like to share something I wrote for tonight.
You like writing?
I love writing.
I think you writing a play for class is a great idea.
It could be a story about how somebody doesn't have a place to stay.
I remember that day. I never thought that would happen to me.
What about a scene about a girl that gets pregnant? She tells her man,
I'm in high school. I work and I have to take care of my siblings. You can walk home.
You can walk home!
I feel like half of the things that she wrote in here, I'm obligated to report to family services.
Have you seen Wish?
I think I seen him go in the room with Leela.
We know how to love, how to hate, how to hustle, how to lie, how to hurt, and all of it comes with a price.
Not one of your stories, Gia.
I know I've gotten in lots of trouble lately. I can't live holding all these things inside anymore.
I think it's time for you to know that I'm so through with you. I'm more to someone new. I try my best to work it out. Now I know without a doubt it's time for me to leave. Time for me to let it be. Yes, I'm sorry. I apologize. This is how I feel inside. You cut me way too deep this time. So I'm moving on, and it hurts.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I apologize for this kind of a spotty. Sometimes playing a very high definition. This is a very, very high definition video. I think that is why sometimes it's not the streaming Wembit. What do I call it? It's small here. You know, it's not very big. So let's get this.
Stop is start or not. It was. I can't wait to see it, Jessica. I'm already pulled in, and your performers are amazing, and you're obviously really sure-handed director. Really great. Well done.
Thank you so much, Astrid.
I seriously was pulled right in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So can you talk about how did the whole project was born? How long does it take you to write this thing, and the whole film, like from shooting to finish, like how long does it take?
Sure. I was working on another script, so I came back to UCLA to do my thesis film, and just because I wanted to do a feature, they didn't allow it before, and I was working this other script and trying to figure it out, and I was in a classroom with a producing instructor that I won't name, but he was teaching the students. I was TAing for him, and he was teaching the students different topics that you could capitalize on to make a TV show. You know, talking about violence and war and whatnot. And he came back to class the next day, and he was super excited about something. And he said, you know, one thing I forgot to talk about, man, if someone could figure out how to make rape into a really good TV show, you know, someone could make a lot of money off of that. Like, someone's got to crack that. And I just remember going, you can't make our movie. Like, I'll just write it. And that's kind of what pushed the whole start of it all. I wrote it in about 3 months. I wrote it in January through, you know, we shot in June. So it was a really quick process. But I had, like I said, a lot of support, and I really wanted to make sure that when we talk about these things, especially as women or as BIPOC people, that we're addressing them in the right way and giving each topic the respect that it deserves. And too often it's glamorized and it's made to be something that it shouldn't. So that's where it came from. It took about 4 years total.
Wow.
That was 2017, and now we're doing the festival route. So we all know how long it takes to make an independent film happen.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
It takes a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
worth it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So what is tell us a little bit your awards.
Sure. We screened at the Studio City International Film Festival, and we won Best Actress, we won Best Director, and we also won the Social Justice Award, which is a huge honor for us. And we've won a few other Best Director and Best Feature Film. And Jernest is our lead actress, Jernest Corchado. She's amazing, along with Hanani Taylor. Jernest just keeps winning stuff all over the place. So I was so lucky I got her at her first feature. She's now done a couple of TV shows, a couple of movies. She's starting to make her way into the world. So we're pretty excited about that.
Wow, that's amazing. Amazing. I found some friends down the audience knows me. Thank you, Federica. Yeah, I interviewed Margaret as a musician, flutist. Yeah. But anyway, so let's see do we have any questions? No questions. Okay. So yeah, same kind of question to Astrid. How long does your film, take? How long does it take to make?
I think it took from John Michelson, our director and writer. He started working on it probably from the beginning, and then we started having sort of coffee shop meetings and discussing how some storylines could go, or he was very open to how I as a woman might say something or respond to something, and so I influenced a lot of dialogue for the scenes with the because there's a sort of a remembrance day of the woman who passed, Eileen, in our story. We had a lot of input from Indigenous sort of a support that way, and just trying to keep everything as real as possible. you know, and recognizing too that, you know, at the heart of it, there's this character who is a white person trying to do good things, but is failing miserably sometimes. You know, that sort of like coming in to save the day kind of thing, which is not always as respectful as it should be. But, you know, she's got a big heart and she's really trying to do the good thing, the positive thing, as one of the characters says to her, you're a helper and stay on the good path. And so that's a lot about sort of where we worked from, really very much character driven storylines that way. And sometimes they didn't go where we thought they would, you know, in the sense of you kind of have to, Jessica, I'm sure you find that too. You're like, I'd really like this person to have a happy ending, or I would like this kind of thing to happen. And you have to follow the truth of the story. So that took a while, and we did some sort of rehearsals and schedules when we could meet with people, you know, because it being an indie film, you're grabbing your friends. And fortunately, I have some brilliant friends who are brilliant actors, so they brought a lot to the process as well. So from beginning to end, and producing and finding locations, and we had lots of locations all through Toronto. Probably the whole process was maybe 2.5, 3 years. It was shot between, I was doing Come From Away in Seattle, and then we were doing it in Washington, DC, and there was a window of time that we could do it. And I used my house as the main set. When you see the movie, you'll see every nook and cranny of my house and my cat. So it's very indie that way. But I think what we were able to achieve is, I'm very proud of it.
That's
I mean,
great.
you know.
Yeah. Are you a Canadian or are you American?
I am Canadian, yes.
So you have a home. Your home is in Canada.
My home is here now. I really feel that New York is my home. I've been here for 3, but I did go home, like Canada home for the pandemic. But New York, I think once you live here for a while, Jessica, be careful if you come here. You're never going to want to, especially as a theater person, if you have that beating heart for the theater, this is the place where you want to be for everything, music, film, whatever. But West Coast too. West Coast is good too.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, so we should have coffee. Now, I have a question for Nora. Nora, I still remember your first festival, which is 9 years ago. Tell the story how you and I met.
Well,
wait, you have a lot of sun on your face. Can you avoid that?
I have not. I cannot do anything about that
because your face is dark.
Yeah, well, here.
Okay. Because when you have sun, you know, the light sucks into the sun.
How about that?
That's okay.
So yeah, well, Ching and I live in the same building complex. Not in the same building, but the complex it's Morningside
community. It
has 6 buildings, and I'm in the building in front of her building. So, and then I had first moved into this community back in 2012, and I had done a first film. Actually, it's not my first film. A first short film in which I was producing, directing, acting, and doing everything. My first real film in which I had done all of the above was a feature film. So when you were talking about how it came about and what happened and so on and so forth, I was kind of remember, how about this? I don't know. I cannot do anything about this sun. So I was remembering that I produced a feature film that was shot in London, Paris, Los Angeles, Avignon during the film festival when I was actually performing as well. So I was shooting the film all day and then organizing the shoot, feeding the crew, cast, and organizing everything. And then at 10 p.m., getting on stage and doing my show. So there was an abundance of energy there. So I came to this community back in 2012. March 1st was the date we moved in. And shortly after, there was a fair, sort of a fair kind of event, and where everybody was gathering together. There were some sales, some events, some food was being served. And Ching was running the music part, or also she runs media program on the premises.
I think it's a workshop. I think
The workshop,
yeah,
media
workshop
workshop
fair yeah.
on the premises. And then she also plays the viola, so so multi-talented. And then she played a piece of music, and I sang with her for that music. And that was the beginning of our acquaintance. And then, of course, after that, she got involved with the film festival. The film festival didn't happen until the year after. 2012, I did my short film, which was kind of shot also on these premises. And I took it to Cannes, to the Cannes Film Festival Short Film Corner. And then the following year, I started thinking about Socially Relevant Film Festival. And that's when Ching came on, and we started collaborating since then. She's been amazing by documenting, filming all the festival events. And we are so grateful to her for that, because what's the point? You do all these things, and if nobody's recording them for availability later on, or some people to see what has been happening, then you've missed the point. So thank you, Ching.
Oh, thank you. And you're like, I still remember that fair, and you came actually sang an Armenian folk song, right?
Actually, now
Yeah.
they did completely redid the entire premises, the gardens and everything. And there is kind of like a stage between your building and my building now.
Now we could do more shows.
Absolutely. And that's the first thing we should do as soon as this whole thing is over, do an open air performance.
Yeah, and I want to point out also, you're a queen of marketing. She's holding this like a dinky little floppy little piece of paper, and she said, "Come to my festival." So I wanted to know another thing is, I know you need to leave sharp at 5:00. If you ladies can stay till 5:15, that would be good. If not, just let me know. You can back channel me. Now, where did you learn how to do film festival? Are there a school? So tell me about it. Like from beginning to now, you always on the money. You send us many emails, and I'm so spoiled by you, because when I apply for other festival, some of them, they never follow up. They never let me know what's going on. Right?
I know that as a filmmaker, having been a filmmaker and having applied to other film festivals, I know how bad it is for a filmmaker when you are dying to know something, a piece of information for you to get to the next step in what you are doing, and then nobody answers you. Nobody answers you, because I understand people are extremely busy. It's not easy to put together a film festival, but I take the time to answer the filmmakers. Even if it's 4 a.m., I answer the filmmakers. But it drives me up the wall when they ask a question that has been dealt with more than once in a detailed email. That means they did not read the email, and all they're doing is, what about it? And I go, and in the end, I wrote an email and I said, if your question has been answered before, I am not going to answer it. Sorry.
You know what? Nora,
from organizing.
Yeah, Nora, this is the age of a TikTok. So you have to think like a TikTok. You have to say things very short. And you also have to say
there is
one,
no way of saying
2,
short, because
3.
you have to describe the process, Ching. This is not, oh, you want to drink this? Drink it like this. Bye-bye. What did the filmmaker understand? Nothing. And then they're going to email you back and say, wait a minute, how should I hold the glass? Like this or like this? How should I drink the water? Like this or like this? You have to be detailed. Sorry, this is not the TikTok Film Festival. If people want to be brief, they should go to the TikTok Film Festival.
Yeah. No, I just think people's concentration level is so short, you know, and
Then
they
they
don't really.
shouldn't be in the film festival circuit.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. But anyway, so hats off to you, and can you name 2 or 3 things that filmmaker should do they're not doing? Oh, please, we're not criticizing them, okay? We just
No. We're
talk
not
about.
criticizing them, but it's very, very important. In fact, this year we did not do industry workshops with the festival, because the purpose of those industry workshops is the live opportunity that you can actually get to see or meet an industry person and talk to them in the flesh when the festival is happening. But that's not going to happen because our time is limited for the in-person sessions. Plus, every organization, every festival, everybody is doing workshops and industry tips and stuff online. There's an abundance of information. So what else can we bring that hasn't already been said? However, as soon as the festival is over, I'm going to continue to do regular webinars or seminars or talks, whatever it is, and I will be addressing all those points that you just raised. What kind of festivals you should look for, when you should apply, what is the best procedure. For example, it's very important to have a trailer. People put their trailers on Film Freeway, and then it's not downloadable. What am I going to do with a non-downloadable trailer that is not accessible to me? I need that trailer to put it on our channel first. I need that trailer to cut pieces out of it and put it in the festival general trailer for promotion purposes. And if the trailer is not downloadable, it's not going to work. Mm-hmm. So we write to them and say, please, either make your Film Freeway trailer downloadable or send us one that is downloadable. And then they don't. And you give a deadline and it's not respected. And then you're delaying the editing of the festival trailer. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there comes a point where there is a cutoff. Yeah. Today, I received a response to a pre-selection letter that we sent back in January 27. And there was a deadline of February 1st in that. This filmmaker is filling the form now. And I'm sorry, we cannot program anything at this late stage. Not because we don't want to, but because all the slots have been taken and the online section is in the process of going on the platform. I cannot stop everything.
Okay, we get your message. We get your message, like this, Nora.
Like this. But I'm going to be doing TikTok short.
TikTok. Okay. Let's move on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. So she's an ass kicker. You know. Thank you. Can we watch the river you step in the trailer? Okay. And sorry if it's spotty. Okay. I don't know how to control that. So the river. Okay. Here we go. That was
Was
so.
there
that
any
was-
sound with that?
No.
yeah. Huh?
There wasn't
No
any sound. Okay.
Oh, you know what?
Sorry, I should
am
have
sorry.
interrupted, but you looked like you were listening, Ching. So I
I
thought
muted.
maybe it
I
just
can
was
hear
me.
it.
That's
Let's play
okay.
again. Sorry.
Oh no,
Because-
it's okay. No. I don't want to have
Well,
to. I don't want to.
Oh no, let's play it again. I want to hear.
Because I'm
I
so
think
sorry.
everybody will.
Oh, that's okay. Okay.
I muted myself. I cannot
Okay.
mute. You know.
Got it.
No, it's
Okay.
only 1 minute.
Okay, thank you.
30
No, I
seconds.
appreciate that. I just didn't
No,
want
no,
to
no,
be
no,
bossy boots. Thanks.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit, because when I turn it off and it disappeared on my thing, so I have to
Oh,
look for
sure.
it. Yeah.
Well, the thing is that's why with our talks, we're not showing the trailers. All of these trailers are on the festival website.
Oh yeah.
You know, I am directing people there because every time we play a trailer, it either breaks, it doesn't come on, the sound, you know, things happen when you're doing it live like this.
Yeah.
So that's why when we are doing the talk shows on the festival channel, I'm not playing any of the trailers, just driving.
Yeah. Plus, you have a lot of people, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have like 6 people, and if we
Yeah.
do 6 trailers, then
Yeah.
that takes away.
But this is only No, we're only just 2 of us.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
It's a short one.
Okay, here we go.
Hey! Don't do it! What?
You really want to hear all this?
Yeah.
I've got a house and a couple spare rooms, and you can stay there until.
Why are you doing this for me?
Why not?
She's got a soft spot for ex-cons.
I'm not saying you're not good at what you do, that you don't care, but there are limits.
Hey, I heard about you. You live around here, right? Right. Well, mind your own business. Keep walking the good road.
I'm trying.
I know you are.
There's a reason this is a closed case. No one in your position likes to lose a client.
Her name's Eileen. She was 19 and she died in your jail, but nobody seems to give a damn. Why not, John? Just another dead Indian girl? He gets too aggressive.
I don't want to fight with you about this, Mina.
I keep thinking if I just love him enough, I can make him better. There's something broken in him.
She's a homewrecker. Have you ever been married?
Yeah.
How was that?
Difficult.
Why do they always wait until it's too late?
Fear.
I'm gonna find you.
You ever hear that old Chinese proverb? Save someone's life, you're responsible for it. Tracy, are you okay?
That's a crock.
Oh, wait. Oh,
Sneak up on me, Ben.
it's the only way.
Better.
That was great.
Thanks.
That was great. Thank you. I muted some of you. Yeah, so you can mute back. Sorry. Yeah, so now tell us a little bit about this is a very cinematic mode, the film. Did you guys have like a fancy cameras?
No, not the fanciest, and this is where I fall a bit short. Where we could have the director here or our brilliant cinematographer Blake Hannison, because I know it wasn't shot on a red camera, but there was lots of talk about this red camera, which, you know, I'm a bit literal. I'm like, red camera, I don't get it. But in any case, they did make it look really. It does look very
cinematic.
film,
Yeah, because
yeah,
the new cinematic mode is much wider, like 23:9 or whatever. So
Right.
that's the trend right now. Yeah. So
But Blake would put himself in he would climb trees, he would climb things. Sometimes it made me very nervous as somebody who was, you know, footing the insurance. I was like, maybe we don't need you to climb into that tree for that shot. But
I understand Nora has to go at 5. Do you have a last word for us? You're muted. Okay.
Yes, because I was typing and I didn't want my typing to bother anybody. What can I say? I am thankful. I am grateful forever for filmmakers who bring us fantastic films like the ones we are privileged to be able to screen. because I always say there are three very important ingredients in a film festival. The first one is filmmakers. If you don't have filmmakers, you don't have a film festival. The second one is the festival team. If you don't have a team helping you, this is not a one-woman show. I cannot do this, pull a rabbit out of 64 rabbits out of a hat. I have to rely on a team that is there supporting the whole process. And the third most important ingredient is the festival partners and sponsors, who I cannot thank or be grateful enough for. And on this occurrence, since we have Voices of Canada Film, then the Canadian Consulate General in New York, and of course, many other supporters who've been there for us from the beginning. These are the most important three ingredients. What can I say? And thank you, everybody, for having us come all the way. And the other last thing is, if you want to organize a film festival, you have to review your bedtime hours and sleep at 4 and wake up at 9. So otherwise, forget about it. Okay, thank you, Ching, very much.
Thanks, Nora. Thank you, Nora, so much.
Thank you.
But I look forward to meeting everybody who is here in person and meeting online, whoever is not. Thank you.
Thank you, Nora.
Bye, Nora.
Yeah. So for two of you here, let's just talk a little bit longer, okay? If you don't mind.
Sure.
Now, so what is do you have a distribution ideas for your film?
Jessica, did you want to go ahead, or I mean,
first of all, Astrid, you're fantastic. I can't wait to see the movie. Can't even tell it's you. You're so amazing. Thank you for sharing with us. We're working on the distribution stuff. I know that they say you should always have a plan in place. I think when you're a newer filmmaker, you're like, I'm gonna make my movie and it's all gonna work out, and then you get to that point and you go, geez, okay, what do I do now? We had an executive producer sign on towards the end who was part of the writing process early on, and he has a couple of features that have done well in indie distribution, so he's helping us. Adam Dick, he's been amazing, and we are just figuring it out as we go. We've had some interest as an indie filmmaker. I'm sure, Astrid, you may have experienced little deals that might be coming to you that will help you in no way, shape, or form. You'll have no rights and you will never see a thing from it. So we've had a couple of those, and we're navigating to be able to get to a place that we hopefully have some sort of theatrical distribution and can get it out there.
Wow,
exactly.
That's wonderful.
And that's why festivals are so important, because it's an opportunity to connect to the audience, because we don't make films, as you both know. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir, as they say, but you don't make a film just for your ego. You make a film so that you can put it out there and have a dialogue, in a sense, have it create dialogue, and also have people be moved by it, hopefully. So we do have a distributor in Canada, Abby Fettergreen from IndieCan, and he's working on trying to getting us on a streaming service, but it's really hard. Either people, we don't have any names per se. I mean, I'm on Broadway, but my name doesn't mean a lot in the business per se yet, as I like to say.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will eventually. But more importantly, I'm just thrilled the story's out there, and I hope somebody does pick it up. Maybe somebody will come to this festival and say, we really need to have that. I mean, we're really hoping eventually, I don't know, Jessica, I mean, I watched even that trailer, and I was like, I want to kind of see a series where this kind of story happens in all different cities over America, how the arts community, but done in a feature way, not a documentary way, but the way you've done it, but with different people all across America. I don't know, that's just something that sprung in my head. And we would love to do, and we have actually even put a package together for a TV series, like a short run or a long run TV series, because there's so many characters that Stevie can encounter, and so many things that she can go through and reveal and tease more about why she feels this desperate need to help people. Because that's a positive thing, but the burnout, empathy burnout, and that kind of thing in the social worker realm is huge. So I had something sorry, now I'm talking too much, but I just get so excited about the idea of stories spinning out of other stories and getting people engaged with all these different ideas, how, you know, the creative arts can heal and save people literally sometimes, and how, you know, people in social work can do better, especially in the world that we're living in now, being more present and listening. I mean, that's something I'd love to explore with Stevie, is how does she continue this kind of caring for people, but on a level of respect that she doesn't see herself, you know, above in any way, but that she's really learning and listening. That's what I'd love to explore in a series, you know.
I love your trailer. In the end, it's very funny, and she sprayed the thing into like her husband, right? It's funny.
Her boyfriend, yeah.
Boyfriend.
There's humor too, which is so fun when you get to see it in a live thing and you hear people kind of giggle and laugh. You're like, oh, thank God they understood that was meant to be. Life is hard and difficult and painful, but it's also pretty freaking funny.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. You know?
So speaking of distribution, my film, My Young Gun Diary, is a documentary, and I went through last year. I applied for 30 film festivals. I got into 10, and we won 4 awards. 3 of them called a best feature documentary of three places. One of them is Toronto documentary.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
And then and we got Jury's award for activism award in Awareness Film Festival in California, and where I saw the film first time on huge screen. So it's very satisfying. Now my film basically, we talked about earlier already, it's not just about Andrew Yang, it's about people who supported him, call themselves Young Gun. And I just was very moved by these people. I shot this thing because I like to capture things. I did not plan to make a documentary. I just went for a whole year, follow them, and keep shooting. And then in the end, I ended up with 200 hours of footage.
That's a lot to pull from, even if you had planned it ahead of time. I mean,
I know.
Wow, Ching, I'm impressed. I didn't know that you didn't set out to do it, because I was watching your trailer the other night to get prepared for this, and I thought this looks great. Like, wow, the coverage and the you know, the people and the emotions that they're going through, and the disappointments and the exhilaration. So well done.
Thank you. So, but the pandemic, you know, the silver lining of pandemic is like give me time to go through everything, because I have nowhere to go. No gangster activity. So, can I just show you the 1:44 trailer? I know you are.
I'd love to see it. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Let's see it again.
Okay. All right.
Yes, do it.
Oh, thank you. Okay. I go through many trailers. This is one of them.
Why he's different and why that's good and why it goes to the question of electability.
I am that candidate. I can build a much broader coalition to beat Donald Trump.
I grew up in Shanghai, China, and I studied violin and viola. I left home at 17, joined Chinese Army Orchestra. In those days, I was one of the best career moves for many musicians.
Show me the money! Show me the money!
UBI is freedom.
Democracy looks like! Show me what democracy looks like! For this country, no left, no right, but forward!
That's Israel. He's keep walking to another house.
Like how far we can get. Get off my fucking property. You have no right being on my fucking property. You Chinese people, go back to fucking China.
You do have to have certain like preparations in your mind.
We want Yang! We want Yang! This is not the end. You brought me back from being too far gone.
Super cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fabulous.
Thank you. I cut many times. So many, like a 2-minute 30-second, and then this is the latest version. Yeah. So well, it's been so wonderful. And can we do a last word starting with Jessica? You have anything to shout out? Anything you want to promote? Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, just thank you everyone for joining. Very nice to meet you, Astrid and Ching. This has been amazing. Hopefully everyone will be able to check out the film, and we hope that if you like it and you have money and you want to buy it, please do. I'm sure Astrid's in the same boat. Let's do this. And we look forward to making more projects. Maybe Astrid will connect on this TV show idea. Let's do it.
You know what? Let's talk. Stranger things have resulted in, brilliant successes. So I have your email. You have my email. Let's chat about it. Why not?
Absolutely.
And the thing I would say is a shout out to Nora. Thank you for including us in the festival. And Ching, thank you for today and your excellent interviewing skills. And my shout out would be to please, if you're in New York City and you like the movies, please come to see our film, The River You Step In. It's part of Canadian Voices, March 19th, 7 p.m. at Cinema Village East. And then it will be online. I think it's finished uploading today or last night. I don't understand how these things work. I feel like I sometimes think there's tiny little gerbils inside these machines still. I don't know how technology works, but I'm always impressed by it. And Jessica, it was a pleasure to meet you. We'll talk.
Yes. Thank you so much, everybody.
Great. Yeah. So I wanted to shout out for Socially Relevant Film Festival and thank you. I can meet you, Jessica and Astrid, and I want to thank audiences was with us, and thank you for supporting us and making comments. And Frederick asked a question, but we didn't really have a chance to answer about permissions. He was asking us. Yeah,
I would say 95% of the time we had permits, and sometimes we might have had to push a day. So it might have been the permit that wasn't quite for the right time, but usually we didn't want to get caught. People can be very litigious, and then you can't get your film done. So I always say, if you can get a permit, it's usually not that difficult. Do it.
Yeah.
Same boat. Exact same boat.
Yeah. So and I sometimes do things differently because I use my smartphone to shoot, so I can get away with location issues, and as long as the location is not like a national monument or some important thing, and so I get kind of a just like a sneak away. And I wanted to tell you one more time, my screen time is, I'm writing in over here, it's a Friday, March 18 at 5 p.m. and at Cinema Village. So, and if you want to purchase ticket now, the festival has a $7. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. At $7, you cannot even get a fancy bowl. You cannot even buy a noodle soup.
Not in New York City, anyways. No, that's true.
Yeah,
not here either.
Yeah. So when is your film, Astra? What time?
It's at 7 p.m. March 19th, Cinema Village, part of Canadian Voices. So we'll see you there.
Oh, okay. The river. I'll write it down. The river you step in. Oh, sorry. I'm not writing it down. I will write it down in the description below. Okay.
Okay. Sounds great.
Yeah. So, what else I was gonna say? So keep shooting, keep making film, and yeah, I think a story needs to be told. And yeah, so I think a filmmaker, I met so many of you, so many of them, and you guys inspire me in many ways. So yeah, keep the great work. Well, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. So this video can be viewed afterwards. So ask people or your friends to click on this. Okay.
You got it.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
I'm gonna say goodbye to our audience. Bye bye, audience. So great.